Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Again, this is the Board of Education meeting for Monday, May 10th, 2021. The board has been in closed session since 6:30. Charlie, if you can call the roll.
Mr. Long?
Here.
Ms. Howard Collins?
Here.
Dr. Baxter?
Here.
Ms. Roach?
Here.
Ms. Seiden?
Here.
Mr. Westfall?
Present.
Herbert?
Here, we have a quorum. Please stand in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. All right. So communications, item 3 on our agenda, a couple of things to share this evening. First of all, thank you to our staff, a bit belated, but last week was Teacher Appreciation Week and Nurses Appreciation Week. So wanted to show our appreciation for our District 202 teachers and nurses and to extend to them our thanks, as well as to all of our staff retroactively for their fine work on behalf of all of our students in District 202. We all know how hard this year has been on everyone involved, including our staff, which makes our gratitude all the greater for the patience, courage, and dedication shown by everyone involved with teaching and supporting our students and families over the course of the last almost 15 months now, right? Secondly, speaking of people doing an incredible job, I want to thank our food services partner, Aramark. District 202 and Aramark together have distributed about 2,088,000 nutritious meals to students 18 years old and younger since March of 2020, and that's through May 6th of this year. One of the many issues the pandemic has exposed, the lack of food many of our students and their families suffer. So again, thank you for that from Aramark and all of our partners as well that have assisted with that. Moving on down to board salutes. Do any of my board colleagues have any board salutes this evening?
I'd just like to second what you said, Kevin, about Staff Appreciation Week and Nurses Week, that we do have a fantastic staff, and we probably should have a Staff Appreciation Week every month.
Be great, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kathy. Anything else?
I third those comments.
And Barbara, you were making a comment to me earlier this evening when you walked into about the food pantry and the meals served.
Yes, I can't say with 100% certainty that there is a direct correlation, but approximately the time that the district started serving the dinners in addition, the food pantry has seen a decrease in our client visits. So I think people are getting what they need, and they're getting, I saw the other day what was being given out. It's really fresh, good looking food. So kudos to the whole group behind that effort.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it does take a village. And so hopefully between what we've done and what other organizations like the food pantry and others in the community are doing, it all makes a difference. It all contributes together. So anything else for anyone? All right. We do not have any special welcomes or recognitions this evening. Moving on down to item 5.01, public comment. So just to clarify, as we have done previously, so while we are still meeting remotely, which again, hopefully is going to be coming to an end in the not too distant future as we're moving forward toward hopefully a full phase 5 reopening of the state in the not too distant future. But for tonight, District 202 protocol and procedure is to allow up to 2 minutes per comment and up to 20 minutes total for public comment, subject to the board president's discretion. For this evening, we have received a total of 3 public comment, and those have been since our February 22nd board meeting. To avoid any suggestion of impropriety, editing, etc., Director of Community Relations Tom Hernandez will read each email. They will be read in a time-stamped order. They were received up to 5 p.m. today. They will be read word for word minus appropriate redactions. Subject, of course, to the stated time limits that I had just mentioned, 2 minutes per comment, not to exceed 20 minutes total. I think most importantly, all public comments will be posted to the district website as part of the information for this meeting with appropriate redactions to remove personal email addresses and names or information identifying specific students or staff, and have been provided to, and this is the most important part, I think, for our perspective as Board of Education members. These have all been provided to each board member. So we have the opportunity to read those public comments, to retain them as well for our own records and reference as we need to going forward, as we look to make different decisions and things that may have an impact on the by the public comment that has been shared. So with that, I will turn it over to Mr. Hernandez.
Thank you, Mr. Kerberg. The first comment tonight is from Kelly Napchik. She says this, to Dr. Abril, myself, and to the board, this past year has been difficult on everyone. And while the district has stated it has tried to do the best they can and still meet the safety precautions for all, many still disagree that the right thing has been done. I am one who has disagreed on the choices made in regards to senior activities. Many parents would like an explanation of the senior awards night. Please explain the purpose of the event being pre-recorded. Why? If the senior class is roughly 550 students, I assume less than half are getting awards. How many for each school are getting awards? Explain to the parents why CAPE had a live event. Explain why there was a live event for honoring principals at Central and dedicating the gym. Explain how the senior awards ceremony is different from these two events or the planned graduation. Graduation will have at least 200 students plus guests and staff. Why isn't an outdoor ceremony being held for awards night? Why isn't there a virtual or Zoom ceremony being held announcing awards? Why aren't only the students allowed and parents to watch virtually? There are so many options that could have happened to honor these students that have worked so hard. The pre-recorded events gives the impression that the students and the awards are just an afterthought. It is extremely sad that more thought has not gone into how to honor the seniors. If there's a valid reason, please do explain that. Also, it was released yesterday that Illinois will move into the bridge phase a week from today. Will that change graduation plans? They have specifically said that outdoor capacity would change. Splitting these students up into two groups is disheartening after being together since kindergarten for many. Several families have expressed preference for all students together and a limit of 2 tickets. If the event is being live streamed anyway, there is no reason to. But as we move into the bridge phase, it appears the capacity limits would change and allow for this graduation. And what about the 8th grade graduation? Currently only 2 tickets with roughly 350 students. Would this not change in the bridge phase? It truly feels as if no effort has been made to honor these students after they have lost so much. Everything appears to be the bare minimum with no thinking outside of the box. I ask only to give an honest explanation as to why no changes can be made based on the updated guidelines issued yesterday. That was May 7th, by the way. So the second comment is from Michelle Colby to the board. I'm requesting you start having in-person board meetings. The CDC has allowed for in-person meetings with guidelines being met. There is no reason parents should not be allowed to attend, from Michelle Colby. And then the third comment today from Raj Pillay, addressed to me, but it is a public comment. Please note that it is very cumbersome to access the board meeting Zoom link before board meetings. I believe an honest attempt needs to be made to send a separate email providing access to the meeting. Additionally, the agenda for the meeting is also not posted on the website before the meeting. As of right now, the agenda for the May 10th board meeting agenda is not available on the website, nor is the meeting Zoom link accessible on the website. As the 5th largest school district in the state, it unfortunately makes us seem disorganized when taxpayers have to dig through their emails to obtain access to the meeting. While parents can dig through their emails and find the meeting information, it would be nice to have it accessible directly. It is an extremely simple request that I hope the administration considers. That's it for tonight.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that. And just to clarify one piece, and again, normally, we're not looking to engage in discussion about public comment, but when it does broach on topics that regard the legality of board and district actions, I do feel it's necessary. And so the comment of the board agenda not being posted is not accurate. The board agenda is posted and is always posted per the legal requirements that the district and the Board of Education must and always follow. So just wanted to clarify that for anyone listening in that part was done. Certainly, we appreciate all the comments that come from the community and give us insight into ways to continuously look to improve what we do. But just wanted to make that comment about the meeting agenda specifically. So. All right, jumping on down to item 6, we have 2 items for the consent agenda. We will take these together. Item 6.01 is approval of the regular session minutes of April 26th, 2021, and the special session minutes of April 28th, 2021, and of May 6th, 2021. And 6.02 is approval of the certified and non-certified personnel agendas, both as presented. Get a motion?
Second.
Who was the first? Was it
Tony.
All right, thanks. Tony and Heather seconded. Charlie?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Ms. Howard Collins?
Yes.
Dr. Baxter?
Yes.
Ms. Roach?
Yes.
Mr. Kerber?
Yes. Very much. Item 10. And with that, we are happy to welcome a couple of new administrators this evening. The current Creekside Elementary School Assistant Principal, Kyle Haraj, will take over as the new principal at Ridge Elementary School next year. And current Aux Sable Middle School science teacher and principal intern, Elizabeth Simonek, will serve next year as Aux Sable's new assistant principal. Both will start on July 1st of 2021 in their new roles. Kyle will replace Dr. Stacy DiBattista, who was recently named principal at the District 202's newest elementary school, Wallen Oaks. Elizabeth will replace current Aux Sable assistant principal, Lisa Lipinski, who has accepted a position in another district. They both started their education careers in District 202. Kyle served as a 4th and 5th grade special education teacher at Meadowview Elementary School from 2008 to 2010. Then as a special education teacher at Eichelberger Elementary from 2010 to 2014. He served as assistant principal at Riverview Elementary from 2014 to 2019 before moving to his current role at Creekside in 2019. And Elizabeth started her career as a science teacher at Plainfield East High School from 2016 to 2019, and she has taught science at Aux Sable Middle School since 2019, while also serving as an instructional coach and as principal intern since 2018. So with that, would like to welcome both of you to your new roles and tell you and say how much we're looking forward to having you in these roles starting in July and moving forward in the next school year. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, jumping on down to item 10. 10.03 Board of Education reports. We don't have anything, right, Rod?
Right.
So 10.04 return 2020-2021 update. Dr. Averill?
Thank you, Mr. Kerberg. Regarding updates on the return 2021 topics, first and foremost on many minds, especially of high school seniors and their parents, updated information from high school principals to their parent communities regarding the graduation ceremonies for high school will be coming out this week. On May 7th, last Friday, Governor Pritzker announced that barring any significant changes in COVID-related metrics, the state would be moving to the bridge phase of the reopening plan. So if that does indeed happen, and we anticipate that it will, we do plan to have one outdoor graduation ceremony for each high school with a limited ticket availability. Ceremonies will also be streamed. And tentative dates for the high school graduation ceremonies are currently May 22nd. Soon on the heels of that will be middle school promotions, and our middle school principals will be sending out similar information to their families. It is anticipated that a similar, if not the same format, will be followed for middle school promotions as the high school graduations. We're looking at those to be held outside at the feeder high schools for the respective houses. This week on Wednesday, May 12th, we will begin administration of a culture and climate survey to students in grades 6 through 12. This is one piece of data that we will be looking at to again evaluate or to continually evaluate our schools being welcoming environments for all students. The survey is not mandatory. More parent information will be sent out tomorrow by our curriculum and instruction department. And the survey will be open for completion over the next week and a half. Again, the survey is not mandatory for students. And then lastly, not really a return 2021 topic, but as we look to 21-22 school year, we just want to make sure that everyone is aware, as we have said before, we do plan to return to a traditional format of learning and education in school for the 21-22 school year. In light of that, all District 202 students will be identified as in-person learners for the 21-22 school year, unless they opt out of in-person school due to either COVID-19 health risks or other health-related risks. And that would be with a form signed by a licensed healthcare professional, as traditionally we would have at the beginning of any other school year. So those are the updates that I have.
Thank you, Dr. April. Any questions or comments from the Board of Ed for the administration related to those topics?
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
You talked about how next year the plan would be to have everyone in person except for those students with medical conditions or like an immediate household member. Will there be guidance coming out about extracurriculars and participation for them?
I'm sorry, yes, we will. That'll be coming at a later date, well before the school year starts, hopefully by the end of the school year.
Any other questions? Thank you, Dr. April. We don't have any unfinished or new business, so freedom of information status report, Dr. April?
Yes, we have received 3 Freedom of Information requests since last Board of Education meeting. Number 1, a Bridget Clark of George's Landscaping for materials regarding the 2016 to 2021 snow removal bids. That was received on April 23, due May 24, and that is in process. Number 2, Michelle Colby, a community member, for emails between Dr. April and the Association of Plainfield Teachers, President Dawn Bullock. That was received April 30th, 2021, due May 7, 21. That is in process. 3rd, Joe Yalson, Smart Procure for materials regarding purchasing records from January 28th, 2021 to the present. That was received May 3rd, 2021, due June 2nd, 2021. That is in process. And we did have a 4th one. I stand corrected. 4th was Bernadette Soto, Chicago Regional Council of Carpenters, for materials regarding a contract with a flooring vendor. That was received on May 4, 2021, due May 11, 2021, and that is in process.
Thank you. And 14, announcements and scheduled activities.
We have committee meetings on Wednesday, May 19th. We have had a change in times for those committees. 6 p.m. will be Personnel, Policy, and Administration. The Curriculum and Technology Committee will be at 6:30, and then 8 p.m. Site and Finance. Our next Board of Education meeting will be held remotely on Monday, May 24th. Closed session at 6:30, public session at 7:30.
Thank you, Dr. April. And just to add on to that new committee meeting schedule, the plan for that was to allow there not to be any overlaps between committee meetings. So the plan will be that one committee will complete its work prior to the start of the next committee meeting each Wednesday night. So that way, anyone in the community that would like to watch and listen and eventually, as we move back to in-person, attend in person to those meetings will be allowed to attend any of the 3 meetings without having to miss out on something because of any overlap, and at the same time allowing all the board members that might be interested in sitting into a committee meeting to also be allowed to or be able to do that based on the schedule. So we'll try this, see how it works. Hopefully, I mean, this does create a little bit longer of a night for those before we will wrap up each Wednesday that we have committee meetings, but hopefully, again, it will proved to be useful for everyone involved, and certainly we'll look to gather feedback on that, as we go forward and see if there's further ways to improve that schedule, or that schedule is achieving what we hope it will do. So we'll start that next Wednesday and go forward with that plan for the foreseeable future. So. And with that, we don't have anything else, pretty light agenda this evening. So we'll be looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Tony's motion,
Second?
Barb's second. Charlie?
Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Ms. Howard Collins?
Yes.
Dr. Baxter?
Yes.
Ms. Roach? Ms. Poseidon?
Yes.
Ms. Gallon?
Yes.
And Mr. Kerber.
Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a wonderful evening.